Hello and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a cleaning marathon video, so you're going to get over 2.5 hours of cleaning motivation. So whether you're going to get cleaning or get a workout in, turn this on and let it play and let's get it all done. Starting things off in the kitchen, I am going to get these dishes washed. Today is not a dishwasher day, and speaking of the dishwasher, we have been using it a lot lately because the dishes just pile up after dinner and breakfast, and what else is the dishwasher there for? This happens especially if there are any stragglers from the night before, from dinner or dessert. And then we wake up, make breakfast, and then those dishes just pile onto the ones that are already in the sink, and it becomes so overwhelming. So it is just easier and quicker to give them all a good rinse and then toss them in the dishwasher. With us using the dishwasher so much, I have found out that I need to clean the filter in there. It is just a lot to maintain a household. You have to clean your cleaners. I know, peep my Valentine's decor. I know it's way past that if you're watching this soon after I post. I try to batch film, honestly, because some days I am in the mood to film and some days I am not. I know you're probably saying just set up the tripod and the camera and go girl, but I like to try to get different angles or do more than one cleaning thing while recording, so it is time consuming having to move the tripod and plug it in and unplug it. Lately, I've been setting a timer when I do film and just do an hour to see what I can get done in that time while having to move the tripod and all that stuff, because I just want to see how much I can get done in 1 hour. I do get a lot done, so I guess it's not too time consuming. It's probably just all in my head, but honestly, it's just a lot for me to literally, I guess, clean for 1 hour. I mean, I guess that is a long time to be just straight cleaning. Now I am just getting all the pieces from the burners from the top of the stove. It has been a while since I have scrubbed those down with soap and water, so I am going to get those off along with the knobs. Next, I'm going to spray my Clorox on the stove and let that sit for as long as I can before wiping that down. Then I'm going to get some hot water and mix some Dawn dish soap in there and let all these pieces soak really good. So with this warmer weather coming, like I mentioned in my last video, I don't know why, but I'm so excited for it and for summer. I know you're supposed to put SPF on your face every day, but honestly, I don't. I do have a small Neutrogena bottle that I like, but it does have the sunscreen smell to it. Some people don't like that everyday SPF lotion for your face to smell like sunscreen, but this is the first one that I have tried, and I didn't want to toss it because it smelled like regular sunscreen. So I am still going to use it until it is done. I used it for the first time in a while yesterday because I was going to be out and about with my little one, and I saw that it was so sunny and there was no chance of rain. And oh my God, just putting it on and smelling it just got me more excited. I don't know. I feel like I usually dread summer and the heat, but for some reason it is the opposite this year. I am getting this microwave wiped down. I've seen that method where you put this little contraption in there and microwave it, and in turn, it kind of loosens up all the gunk in there, and you just wipe everything down after, which makes sense to me and seems like it works. But I just take the glass out, wash it in the sink, and just wipe down the door and inside with a Clorox wipe or the spray with the microfiber cloth. But anywho, so back to yesterday, my little one and I were just out there. We had to go grocery shopping, so we did that, but we also wanted to get some coconut jellies from this Asian grocery store that is near us. And the last time I looked, they didn't sell the kind that I liked. But this time I actually found some, and I thought I grabbed the regular flavored one. But when I got home, I saw that I grabbed the lychee flavor, which it's okay. It's better that I grabbed that flavor anyways than any of the other ones, because the other ones were mango and pandan, and the whole point of me getting it was to eat it with some strawberries and condensed milk, and I did not want to mix pandan or mango with that. But honestly, I don't know if the lychee flavor will be any better. To wipe the outside of the microwave, I just use water and Dawn dish soap because Dawn is a degreaser, and what is on the outside of the microwave? Grease. This is the only thing that works, in my opinion, to get this cleaned. The only thing is you do have to use a dry kitchen towel or some paper towels. I use paper towels to dry it up right after wiping with the soap and water. Back to how my Sunday went. So we ended up buying the coconut jellies, a small soy sauce because we needed a small bottle. We have the big one, but I like to have a small one for the table as well. And of course, what is a stop to the Asian grocery store without some shrimp chips? I bought a regular flavor bag for my little one and myself, the chili and lime flavor. I like the hot garlic too, but they did not have any of that flavor. After that, we went to the regular grocery store. The location I usually go to has been so packed every time I've gone, so I thought I'd give this other location a try. Mike always goes to this location because he says it is less crowded, and he is right. It was very pleasant, and what do you know, I did forget a couple of items. So later on, I took my son to the park, and on the way, I figured I'd just stop at the regular location I go to on the way to the park and pick it up. But oh my God, big mistake. And by this time, it was already, I think, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I only needed a couple of items, and it took us 45 minutes to get in and out. It was madness. I want to say 5 to 10 minutes of that was trying to find parking. Yeah, I don't know what is happening in my area. I used to roll out of bed and go grocery shopping super early because nobody is there. It is awesome. So it being crowded was never an issue. But here lately, I've been waking up, eating breakfast, having my coffee, and just having a slow morning with my family. And when I get to the store, I get to the store. But it looks like I need to start going as soon as I wake up or just go to the other location. It was crazy. It was like how it is during the holidays and right before Super Bowl Sunday. It was weird. And it just blew my mind how long it took us to get just a couple of items. We still made it to the park. I try to stay for at least an hour at the park, so we were able to do that. And even the park was packed. I don't know. Did I miss something from this past weekend? To be fair, I think the parking at the park was packed because of some birthday parties. They have gazebos you can rent all over, and the park is huge. So there's gazebos scattered just all over to where you can't even see some if you stay on the playground. So maybe that was it. I don't know. swear, you guys, this vacuum works so much better than the handheld. Well, I guess when it comes to having to get to these hard to reach places that even my broom cannot sweep up correctly, I feel like I sweep under here, but then there's still debris there. So I had to get the big vacuum out with its slim hose, which my handheld does not have, to get under here, and it did such a good job. I wish I would use the hose on this more, but sometimes I get lazy and don't want to plug in the vacuum and lug it around since it is not cordless. I do love my cordless handheld vacuum. That is one of the good things about it. You can just make sure the battery is charged and you're good and you can go on your way. I feel like the big cordless vacuums are so expensive and I feel like I would have a hard time keeping it charged. Maybe I'll look into one once this goes kaput. We've only had this one for about 5 years. Oh, wow. I didn't realize it has been 5 years already. Time flies. We bought it when we moved into this house, and I keep thinking in my mind that we've only been in this house for a couple of years, but nope. As you can see, I don't clean these windows often as I did not remember that these blinds don't work and I don't know how to fix it. The other ones don't work either, so I had to clean around them. As you can see, kind of put the blinds behind me, get under there and clean the window. Honestly, the windows were not even that dirty, but I figured I'd give them a wipe down anyways since I was already here and in the zone. I was actually shocked at how clean they were because it has been a while since I last cleaned them. I know I tell y'all I go crazy with cleaning when we are getting ready to host a party or something and I start cleaning random things. This, surprisingly, the windows, is not one of the random things that I will clean. So when we first moved in, the blinds in a few of the rooms were a hot mess. They were actually broken and old, so those were a priority. And as you can see, these are not such a hot mess. The only thing wrong with them is that they don't stay up when I pull the string, and I'm not really needing to pull them up that often anyways, so we are good there. These types of blinds are really pricey too. They're nice, but when you're buying 2 or 3 sets at a time, the cost does add up. We got a lot of gift cards during our housewarming party to Lowe's and Home Depot. That's what we requested because some of the spaces in the house were just a hot mess. In the middle of kind of fixing everything, I was just like, wow, you would have thought we bought a fixer-upper. Like, I felt like we were in a construction zone for a good, I would say, month. When we bought the house, all of the stuff that we wanted to fix, it didn't seem like much, but once you get into the thick of it, it just turns out to be a lot, especially when you're not a professional. All the parts from the stove, like the burners and knobs, are still soaking in that container there with water and Dawn dish soap. I am just going to put away these brownies I made the night before. Yes, I know we ate a lot. The dish is kind of empty, but that's what it's for, right? I like to buy the box by Betty Crocker, the fudge type. They are so good. A long time ago, I tried to make homemade chocolate chip cookies and I failed miserably. So I just came to terms with making stuff from the box. It is not the end of the world, but like I said, these are good. I like to keep a box on hand in the pantry just because you never know when you'll be in the mood for a brownie. I'm scared to make homemade brownies because of how those cookies came out a long time ago, so this box will do. They do take a long time to bake, so you do need to decide at a decent time that you want them because I want to say they take about 40 minutes. And now that the kitchen is clean, I'm going to go ahead and light a candle. This fresh sparkling snow candle is about done, so I'm going to put in this new one, 1,000 Wishes. It smells so good. And here's your reminder to start lighting your candles because they are doing no good just sitting up in your closet or wherever you are keeping them. I hope you have been enjoying the cleaned after shots. If you made it this far, thank you so much for being here and for coming along with me to clean my kitchen. I hope this video gave you some motivation and helped in some way. I hope you have a great day, night, week, weekend, or whenever you are watching this. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I will see you next time. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're ready for this quick spring clean slash undecorate with me. I am going to be taking down and putting away my Valentine's decor and putting up my Easter decor. I'm going to wipe down my console table, get these flowers and balloons taken down, and wipe down my buffet and table in the dining room. I'm also going to clean and wipe down my picture frames and my bar counter that is in the kitchen. So if you're ready for all of this cleaning motivation, please keep watching and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Thank you. I feel like I just put out all my Valentine's decor and now I have to take it down. I'm pretty sure that's how I felt with the Christmas decor too. I put my Valentine's stuff up as I was taking down my Christmas decor, so I had it up for a good month and a half. I thought we were gonna go back to normal, but I almost forgot about Easter. I have a few Easter decor items. I would love more, but then I would need storage space for it. And then I'm just gonna have to take it down anyways, in a month from when I filmed this. If I have time, I might go buy a couple more things. I don't know, we shall see. But I know I'm not gonna go too crazy with it. But anywho, I wanted to get this console table cleared off so I can dust it and then go in with this Method wood cleaner. I am almost finished with this bottle. I really like the smell of it. That would probably be the only reason I buy a new bottle. But besides that, I think I would want to try a new one. Maybe take it old school and use Pledge. While I was down here, I figured I'd clean my picture frames. I don't do this as often as I should. I don't think I cleaned them after I took down my Christmas decor. I can go back and see in the video, I guess, but I want to say I did not. So I'm glad I was able to get this done. Doing this always reminds me of when my grandma would make me, my brother, and my cousin clean for her, because that would be one of the things she'd make us clean, her frames. She wasn't hardcore about it. She'd give us the Windex, the pledge, and some rags and the vacuum, and we'd get the living room cleaned. She had really nice end tables in her living room and a real nice coffee table, so we'd dust those and wipe those down for her. It's good that she did that. It definitely kept us busy and gave us something to do. And in return, she got a clean living room. We would spend the night over there all the time, and it wasn't all cleaning all the time. She would literally make time for us, play games with us, color. So like I said, the cleaning just gave us one more thing to do, but I don't ever remember having a bad attitude about it or not wanting to do it. It was fun to me. Here is where I keep all of my Easter stuff / decor. It is mixed with decor and eggs for filling. I've got confetti in here and everything Easter. I know it's just one bin, which isn't bad. I think I want to try to keep to one. I think one more for me personally would be overboard. So that's why I mentioned earlier, if I do buy any more Easter stuff, it'll only be a couple of items. I don't keep baskets in here. Those are just stacked up in our hall closet. I was not about to buy one more bin just to store baskets. I don't know if I will change my mind in the future about that, but for now, just having them stacked up works. And then this year, I was thinking about not even buying new baskets for my kids. Well, honestly, my oldest, I've been using the same one for him ever since he was little, because I had bought him a nice big blue one from Michael's, and I want to say it was either $10 or $14. And so with having spent that much on it, I just thought to myself, I'm just going to reuse this every year. And honestly, I've been doing good about that. But with my little one, I haven't been doing so good. But I think this is the year that I'll start just reusing baskets I already have that I've already accumulated from him. Funny story about the little purple bunny and the wooden lavender plant, and I know this happens to all of us. I did not have time to go shopping. Maybe this was a couple years ago, and I wanted more Easter decor. So I ordered these online from Michael's for in-store pickup, and oh my God, when I went to go pick up the bag, it was so small. So I thought, no way, this is my order. But yes way, it was. I even looked at the dimensions and the product detail online, and I guess I thought they'd be bigger. So let's just say they were a lot smaller than what I thought they would be. I totally thought the measurements were a decent size. They do have bigger ones, but they were too big for what I wanted. So I just kept these because I have so many places that I can put small items. I have a corner in my kitchen, the bar counter in the kitchen, this table, of course, the dining room table or breakfast table. I wanted something bigger though, and maybe that's why I keep saying I want a couple more Easter items, because maybe these two are not what I thought. So I still need to fill that void. I don't know. Moving on to this bar counter, I took all the Valentine's stuff down and now just spraying and wiping right away. There is really no gunk that needs to soak in the Clorox spray, so that's why I was just spraying and wiping right away. Then I'm going to do the same thing over here and get all of my frames wiped down. When we first moved in, I did not know how to decorate here, so I figured I'd just put picture frames. At first, I was conflicted of which way to face them, but then I thought, well, I'm always in the kitchen, so just face them that way so I can actually see them. And if you're sitting on the couches in the living room, you can barely see from the couch, so this made more sense to me. And also, I don't have any Easter decor for this bar counter, so you'll see when I put everything back, it's literally just all the same picture frames, but just all the Valentine's decor is gone. Moving on to the dining room, as you can see, this was a few days after Valentine's Day and Chinese New Year from the flowers and the balloons and the fruit. My mother-in-law always brings a lot of fruit for Chinese New Year. That's her platter as well. I need to get it back to her because I have no use for it. I am going to get all this Valentine's decor packed up and put away. This is my little Valentine's decor box. I want to keep it that way. I don't think I need any more Valentine's decor. This works for me. I'm going to get this table cleared off and then wipe it down and get the runner and centerpiece back onto here. Yep, that's my Instant Pot back there and our little starter air fryer that I found at Macy's when we first moved out of Mike's parents' house. It was only $20, I want to say, but oh my God, it is so tiny compared to the one we have now. I love the one we have now. It is such a big size and has lasted us a while. I can't believe I use it every day. I bought the little one at first because I wanted to test it out and see what all the hype was about. I didn't want to spend a lot of money on something and not like it. But of course, we ended up liking it. But yeah, all those kitchen items get stored in here because we just don't have the space in the kitchen cabinets or pantry. And this dining room is a nice size, and that corner was just sitting empty. So I decided to use it for overflow storage for the kitchen. Onto this buffet, I'm going to get these flowers and balloons taken down and apart. These are the flowers Michael got me for Valentine's Day. The ones on the right with the roses were from him, and the little pink bag was from the boys. And this was so cute. I decided to leave it as is until now when I realized that there's actually a small vase in there, which makes sense. Duh. I thought that was cute. I kept the bag and the vase. Don't ask me why. I may end up tossing the bag. I kept it just because it was still in good condition, but I don't know if I have future use for it, and it is just so cute. We shall see. These in this small vase still looked good. I moved those to the kitchen sink so I can see them more often, and they ended up dying a couple of weeks after. I had them a total of 3 weeks, so not too bad for me not changing the water that first week. I think that's why my roses didn't last. I was not keeping up with watering them at all, but it's okay. I at least had a good week with them. Sometimes I do not have much good luck cleaning that white buffet. I feel like in the past, when I wipe something, it just ends up smudging all over. And of course, it is more noticeable since the furniture piece is white. So I end up having to make sure the cloth or wipe I use is new and super clean just to keep that from happening. Because when it would happen, I would end up having to clean it maybe 3 or 4 more times just to get it cleaned from all the smudges. I may have learned my lesson this time around and maybe getting better at it. I love this piece of furniture, but that is the only bad thing about it is when it gets dirty, it is very noticeable. But I guess maybe it's a good thing too, because the dirt isn't masked like it is on my kitchen counters. Food debris and anything else just camouflages on my kitchen counters due to the pattern and color of it, which is not white. When I was replacing these towels, I knew I had 2 of at least one of these, and I could not find it the day I was filming, but I did find it later on and added it to the oven handles. So you'll see 3 towels on my oven handle here in a little bit. But I thought I had 2 Snoopy towels and I cannot find it or see it anywhere. So these 2 with the blue flowers will have to do. If you made it this far, thank you so much for being here and for coming along with me to clean and undecorate. I hope this video gave you some spring cleaning motivation and helped in some way. And I hope you have a great day, night, week, weekend, or whenever you're watching this. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I will see you next time. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are ready for this deep clean with me. This is going to be a long one. I'm going to wash my sheets, pillowcases, and comforter along with some bathroom rugs, and then get a new set of sheets and another comforter on my bed, get a load of whites done. I'm finally going to clean the area under and behind our washing machine. While I am at it, I am going to go ahead and wipe down the washer and dryer. If you're ready for all of this cleaning motivation, please keep watching and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Thank you. Starting things off in my bedroom, it was time to get these sheets washed. I was doing so good with washing these so often, but I've gotten so busy and it has been a while. So today I'm just going to go ahead and wash these and get my other set of sheets and comforter onto the bed. Since these sheets are white, I am going to use a bleach tablet from the pack I found at Dollar Tree. I still have that tube to use. I've only been using 1 per load, but the instructions on this package say you can double up and use 2 if needed. Whenever I need to wash a load of whites, I try to compile all of the white stuff in the house because it's not that much, so I might as well wash them all together. But in this case, the sheets and pillowcases were already filling up the washer, so I was able to fit only 1 pair of my son's socks. Later on, I end up doing another load. Here are the bleach tabs I've been using. No complaints so far. I think I do need to use more than 1. I'm just kind of nervous too, but I guess this is better than using actual liquid bleach. It's the reason why I bought them. I still have a couple left, but I do need to buy a backup pack, I guess, next time I go to Dollar Tree. Life has just been so crazy lately because I was wondering why I hadn't been able to change or wash my sheets. It's just been crazy busy. I know everyone can relate. I am usually one that loves to stay home and veg out on the weekends and just get grocery shopping done, spend time with the kids, take the kids to the park, do our movie night. I am very low key like that. I know it can be a good thing or a bad thing, but my sister-in-law, my brother's wife, had texted me asking if me and my little one wanted to go to Bluey Camp. It had come to our city. I had to look up some videos on YouTube first, of someone else's experience, and I watched a couple and it looked so fun, so I decided to plan that with her. I didn't want to waste a PTO day and go during the week, so we just went on a weekend. For this, you had to purchase the tickets in advance. You literally had to pick a date and specific time, so we did that. The reason I wanted to make sure it was worth it was because the tickets were $30 each, which is not bad, I know, but after total and taxes, everything came out to about $75. So it's like almost $100 day. I bought mine and my son's ticket, and then I added some Bluey ears that he can wear on his head. And my sister-in-law got my niece the bingo ears. Those were $14 each. We were able to find a discount code. I think it was 10 or 15% off. So that's why the total came out to just the $75. So, yeah, we went and I definitely recommend it. It was totally worth the money. The description online says prepare to be in the house for about 50 minutes because it's an actual little replica of Bluey's house. They have their room, the living room, the kitchen, the playroom. They had the same blankets Bluey and Bingo wear when they play Granny. So they got to play Granny. They got to play a game of Keepy Uppy on the watermelon rug. All of the employees that worked there were so energetic and, of course, very patient with the kids. They found the right people to work that house and made the experience very worthwhile. In my opinion, it is very rare to me when you see someone working something like that who is happy and enjoying their job. You can tell they took the time to pick out who they wanted to work there. I don't know if they go on tour or what, because they're only in the city for a certain amount of time, then it closes. This thing is called camp, like literally just CAMP. And they have different characters I've seen online. They have a Gabby's Dollhouse one, a Peppa Pig one, but my son wouldn't be interested in those, so I'm glad I took the chance and did this one with him. It was so worth it. The employees take you on a tour of the house and have an activity to do in each room. Then at the end, on your way out, you get to meet Bluey and Bingo and get pictures. 50 minutes seems so long at first, but honestly, I wish we could have spent more time in there. This is the little mattress pad slash protector I usually put under the fitted sheet on my bed, and I had forgot because I had washed it. I had already made the bed, as you saw earlier. I just threw it on the next day, I think. I use that for when our little one sleeps with us, just in case he has any accidents. Gotta protect the mattress. With the Bluey Camp thing, it literally took up our whole afternoon and evening. We picked the 3:45 p.m. time slot, but we wanted to ride together. The halfway point between her and I is my grandma's house, so I had to get there and take my son's car seat out to put in her car because she wanted to drive. So I want to say I left my house around 2 p.m. Sometimes the car seat takes me a long time to get out, and sometimes it takes me all of 2 seconds. So I needed to get to my grandma's with some time to spare. But get this. This was the time it took me 2 seconds to get it out. So I had a lot of time to spare. We also wanted to ride together because where it was, they do charge for parking, and it made no sense to pay for parking twice. And plus, her and I and the kids can have bonding cousin time on the ride there. And we did not get back to my grandma's until around 7 p.m. And of course, we were so hungry. We stopped at Chick-fil-A for the kids first. Then for us, we got tacos right by my grandma's house. We stopped in and ate and hung out for a little bit. I didn't get back to my house until I want to say around 9:30, 10 p.m. So it was super late to me. We are usually asleep by that time. So I was struggling that night, and the next morning I was just so tired. I think that's why I'm such a homebody, but I am so grateful that she got us out of the house to do something because, like I said, it was worth it. I am getting these sheets folded and gonna put them away so they are ready and available for the next time I need to change out my sheets. The fitted sheet is always a little funky to fold up, but as long as it can fit in the little basket I keep all the sheets in, we are good. Don't get me wrong, I've got a few more sheets in my hall closet upstairs. I just like to keep the sheets in pillowcases that are specifically for my bed down here so I have easy access and don't have to go upstairs for when I need sheets. Because let's be real, sometimes I just don't feel like going upstairs. I feel like half the time I dread walking upstairs. I know, first world problems. But yes, I am not minimal at all. I do have more sheets and blankets in the hall closet upstairs. Don't get it twisted. I will say though, most of those are my oldest from when he was little. They're like character sheet sets he went through. They're not specifically for my bed or size of my bed. Like I said, I keep all of those down here. Here is my son's pillow he has had for a while now, and can you believe I have only washed it twice? This will be the third time. I feel like it is still a little bit dirty and can look cleaner, so I'm going to try some OxyClean that I just bought along with some regular laundry detergent. Let's see how this turns out, and even if it cleans it a little bit, it is fine because I will just give it another wash probably in a week or two just to make up for all the times I haven't washed it. Just slowly but surely get it clean. Speaking of OxyClean, I have been wanting to try it on some tennis shoes that I have. The cloth part is so dirty. I am seriously debating tossing them in the washing machine with laundry detergent and OxyClean and see what happens. There have been times I want to wear them, but when I put them on, I end up just taking them off because they are so dirty to the point it doesn't even look presentable. Here is how my son's socks came out after one wash with one bleach tablet. Not bad. They probably need another wash with a bleach tab. I feel like they can look better. I want to say before this, we've just been washing these with his colored clothes, so that didn't help. I'm going to try to do better about washing these with the whites and a bleach tab. Here is how the pillow came out straight out of the washer. Again, not bad. Just gonna continue to be more proactive about washing these types of things. After I washed it that first time a couple months back, oh my God, my son was so happy. It was so funny. It felt so genuine. I am sure he knows firsthand that it needed to be washed since he uses it every day. And also, I was anticipating having to let this air dry, but it actually dries pretty good in the dryer in the low heat setting. Now, moving on to the deep clean under the washer. I am just moving everything that would be in my way so I can move the washer and get under there to deep clean. While I was already here, I was going to move the dryer, but the aluminum hose that's connected from the dryer to the wall started to make a noise, so I decided to leave that where it is just to be safe. It's been dirty under there for this long, it can stay that way. I will say though, under the washer is dirtier than the dryer, so that was priority. To wipe the washer and dryer down, I am just using good old Dawn dish soap and water, then just drying it off. The reason I didn't want to move the dryer was because I have seen such a headache it is to Mike when he has had to fix that part that connects the dryer to the wall where the heat comes from. And so as soon as I heard something make a noise when I was moving it at first, I just decided to leave as is and not give Mike something more he has to do. I feel like right when he gets some household tasks done that I just don't do, something else pops up and he has to get that done. Whenever I feel like it's never ending for me, I always have to remember and remind myself that I am sure he feels the same way sometimes, because there are just some things that I cannot do in the house that I just leave for him to do, which is a good, nice chunk. Whenever I text him or call him about something that happened in the house or something that needs to be fixed, I feel like I'm submitting a work order, and sometimes I feel so bad. But like I said, it's just stuff that I cannot do, and he can do it, so why not? If you're wondering what that chunk of gunky stuff was at the beginning of this cleaning, that was dried up liquid fabric softener. I would put it into the compartment. I thought that it goes in the washer and it would just go straight down and onto the floor, as you can see. And when I realized that's what was happening, I stopped using it, of course, and we just went without for a long time, which is fine. But then the scent beads came out and I have been using those and have not had any issues like I had with the liquid. Here I'm just wiping down the floor with a Clorox wipe. I did not feel like getting the mop or Swiffer out for this, so this will do for me. But anyways, I liked to use the fabric softener for the scent anyways, so that's why the scent beads work for me, well, for my family, because I use it for their clothes. I was not expecting this tube or whatever it is, I don't know, let's just call them Michael things, to be so dusty. So since I was already back here, it just made sense to get this cleaned as well. I am going to dust it off first with a dry microfiber cloth and then wipe it down with a Lysol wipe just for good measure. This little cubby up here wasn't too bad, so again, when in Rome. Another thing that I need to do in here so bad is dust the wire shelves that you see when I'm doing laundry. In the nooks and crannies of them, they are extremely dusty. I think I've cleaned them once since we've moved in, which is bad, but I remember it being just such a hassle to clean them when I did clean them because, like I said, all the dust and dirtiness was all in the nooks and crannies that you won't even know existed. And something that you thought would only take about 5 minutes, it ends up taking 30 minutes to an hour. So it's not like I can go and just wipe them down real quick and be done. You really have to get into each crevice and wipe it. It's kind of like the stove grates. Hopefully one day I can muster up the strength to do it and then in turn just keep up with it, I guess, so it doesn't get as bad as it is now. Now I am just going to wipe down the top of the washer and dryer just to make it look and feel more clean. Then I'm going to start putting this room back together, putting back the washer where it belongs, putting back the ironing board that I store in here, our little green machine, and the one laundry basket for towels. I was dreading cleaning under this washer. I don't know why, because honestly, it didn't even take an hour. I think that's why I was dreading it. I didn't want to spend so much time cleaning it, but it ended up taking less than an hour. I think at first glance, the dirtiness was just so bad. It looked so bad and overwhelming. I think when we first see that, it is kind of intimidating, but I'm glad that I sucked it up and went ahead and did it. I think I thought the dried up fabric softener would be more caked on and then hard to get off, but it was actually really easy and kind of satisfying to clean up. Almost forgot this spot back here. It was a little dusty and had a little bit of dryer lint, so I went to vacuum that up real quick and then wiped it down with a Lysol wipe because, again, I was not pulling out the mop or the Swiffer. I think I will have to have Mike help me when I want to clean under the dryer, so that way he can supervise the dryer vent or dryer duct. I don't know, whatever it is. It can't be as bad as under the washer was because I'm not pouring liquid fabric softener in the dryer, so at least I know that much. Here is all the dust from today. Not too bad, but still so gross. I'm going to get this emptied and back on the charger because I feel like every time I need to use this, it has good suction for about 30 seconds and then it dies. Not because the product is bad, it's just because it is the user not charging the battery as often. So I am trying to do better about that. Here are all of the after shots. If you made it this far, thank you so much for being here and for coming along with me to deep clean. I hope this video gave you some motivation and helped in some way. I hope you have a great day, night, week, weekend, or whenever you're watching this. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I will see you next time. Hello, everyone. everyone, and welcome back to my channel and to this all day clean with me. This is going to be another long one. I'm going to get into the kitchen, put some dishes away, wash the dishes, wipe down the stove grates, toppers, burners, and knobs. I'm going to wipe down the counters, microwave, table, and then sweep and mop. I am also going to make it into the living room and tidy up in there so I can vacuum, sweep, and mop in there as well. Lastly, I am going to move on to one of our hallways and vacuum that rug and then sweep and mop there as well. So if you're ready for this all day clean with me and cleaning motivation, please keep watching and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Thank you. I don't know what was happening this day. I think stuff had just been piling up and it was time. The night before this, I noticed my fuzzy socks that I had on were so dirty and I thought to myself, that is not good. So this day I knew I had to sweep and mop these floors. I don't even know when the last time we did it. I don't even think it's been a month yet, but honestly, I guess you should be mopping weekly, if not every other week. So I guess we are on track. I just know that I saw my socks and they were so dirty, and of course I know the culprit was my floors. And I figured while I was at it, I might as well just clean and tidy up these spaces as well. It is long overdue. So since we are starting here in the kitchen and kind of doing a full kitchen clean, I like to start from the top and work my way to the bottom, like wipe down the counters, stove, microwave, then sweep, then mop. That way anything that was on the counters, if you're not wiping it directly into the trash can, it gets pushed onto the floor and then in turn gets swept up when you sweep. I'm just getting all of the stove burners and knobs off and then gonna let them soak in water and Dawn dish soap while I clean everything else today. As you can see, I look a hot mess as always, but I was not planning on doing all this cleaning. I really just wanted to sweep and mop the floors, but I don't know, it just wouldn't feel right if I didn't wipe everything down first, and might as well get some content. I do wish I would have changed into a different shirt because I felt fine while cleaning, but looking back and editing this, I just look a hot mess. I mean, which is fine. I am just in the house, but I didn't want to waste any content, so here we are. just getting this small amount of dishes washed. I will say I did run the dishwasher over the weekend. It was just one of those where there was no way I was going to hand wash all those dishes. I am very grateful we have a working dishwasher because it really comes in clutch on days when the sink is just overflowing and there is no way it is happening. But anywho, I am doing this voiceover right before spring break, and we just had a huge thunderstorm come through, and oh my God, the cold front that came after, goodness, the temperature dropped into the high 40s. I loved it, but oh my God, it was insane. I dressed my little one in pants and a jacket, of course, but I thought we'd be back to the 80 degrees the next day, but nope. Same thing. And so I kind of panicked that next morning when I was about to get him ready because I did not know if I had any more clean pants for him. But then, duh, I did because the weather has been shorts weather here lately. So he did have pants galore. I think these next few days we are going to get back to the 70s, 80s though. But oh my God, it's one of the worst things when you didn't plan out your kiddo's outfit for the next day. So you're kind of winging it that morning. And if you don't have any clean items for them, you are SOL and you're kind of just left scrambling on what to put on him, especially when you need to get out the door. I really struggle with planning outfits for the next day for my kiddo. There are some rare Sunday nights that you will catch me at least planning Monday through Wednesday's outfits, so I'm at least good for the first 3 days of the week. It helps me out tremendously in the morning. Pick out the top, bottom, underwear, socks. If I don't do it Sunday night, then I at least try to do it on Monday night for Tuesday and Wednesday. And if I'm not feeling it, I will just do it for the next day because sometimes that's just all that is in me. Just at least get it done for the next day. Let's just get through this day, get through tomorrow morning. It's fine. Everything's fine. I rarely do it, but when I do, I know I am set up for success because you just never know what might derail your morning. Sometimes my kid wants to sleep in and I let him because I've heard when they're sleeping a lot, it means they're growing. So I don't want to disrupt that at all. So there are times I do have to wake him up, have him brush his teeth, eat real quick, get dressed, then we are out the door. Just one thing after another. No mingling or hanging out. My oldest can kind of get up when he wants to. He grasps the concept of time and knows when we need to leave, so I don't really have to worry about him. I just got to cook him something, then we are good. I am just wiping down the stove grates with Dawn dish soap and water, and then just gonna dry them off right away and gonna get those back on the stove. But yeah, I know these morning routines won't be here forever, so I try not to have meltdowns when stuff goes wrong or anything of that nature. I'm not gonna lie, those bad mornings do get to me sometimes. I have found that when I do get up before my kids, it helps my mornings go a lot more smoother. That way I have time to at least brush my teeth, wash my face in peace, get some work done, and then start breakfast. As much as I do not like getting up before them because I love my sleep, and sometimes I wake up 2 to 3 times in the middle of the night, so I'm not getting straight sleep. So when that happens, which is the majority of the time, I try to sleep as long as I can, and most of the times don't get up until they get up. I get through the morning, but I have found when I'm up before them, the mornings are way less stressful. I'm not saying every morning is stressful that I get up with them, but I am losing those 20 to 30 minutes I use to do the stuff I need to get done, and it ends up getting crammed into that block of time that everything else needs to get done. I am getting this table and windowsill wiped down with my Clorox spray. I'm going to get the trash can out of here and then sweep everything that came off of the counters and table so I can start mopping in here. Thank goodness. Like I said, it was just long overdue. And yes, that was bread flour you saw on the table. I have been using it to make just some pull apart bread. I've been wanting to learn how to make a loaf of bread. I thought this recipe I used would make it that way, but it came out more, like I said, like a pull apart bread. But my family and I did not mind. It was so good. We had it there. We literally would just snack on it. I made it twice that week. So we did get breaded out, but it has been a while. So I thought I'd pick up a new bag of bread flour just so I have it on hand and can make it again here soon. The other bag is about to run out, and it's definitely not enough for the recipe I use. Of course, we are using Fabuloso and water to clean these floors. I had to do so much research on how to clean wood floors when we moved into this house. Our last house literally just had the tile in the kitchen, and everywhere else was carpet, and of course the bathrooms and laundry room and front entryway was tile as well. Some people were saying vinegar, Dawn dish soap, and water, and some people were saying not to use vinegar. Don't get me wrong, I do love me some vinegar when cleaning. It does get the job done for certain things, But I tried it a couple times for the floors and the smell was just so overwhelming. I can take the smell of vinegar for shower and tub cleanings and other things like that, but not the floors. Also, I saw later that vinegar can apparently strip the finish off of hardwood floors. I don't know if that's true or not, but that made me stop using it as well, because before this house, we were looking at another house and the floors were going to need refinishing, and we got quotes for that and everything. Oh my God, it was like thousands of dollars. I can't remember if it was a single or the double digits. I know it was like the high single digits of thousands of dollars. So that was something that I was not wanting to do or risk. But yeah, when I mop with the Fabuloso, especially when I'm mopping everywhere like I was on this day, I did the kitchen, living room, and hallway, and it just smelled so good everywhere in the house. It's so much better to have this scent rather than vinegar. So this is what I've been doing for a while now, and as you can see, my hardwood is just fine, at least for now. Moving on to the living room. This room needed a lot of tidying up, as you can see, but I wanted to start off by getting everything onto the rug so I can sweep and mop first. And then once the floor is dry, I'll put everything back and go ahead and vacuum under the couch cushions and the rug. I was not planning on vacuuming under the couch cushions, but I know how quickly it gets dirty under there. And that's the type of space that needs cleaning probably once a week. But of course, I do not clean it that often. So it was getting done today since I was in here. When I can remember, I do love setting a timer for 20 minutes or an hour when I'm cleaning, and then just making that hard stop when the timer goes off. I feel like it takes so long to just pick up. When you do a whole room clean, it can be so time consuming. So I just do what I can when I'm not in the mood to clean an entire room, because there's just so many spaces in the house that need to be cleaned or picked up. So it's hard to just spend so much time on one room cleaning it from top to bottom when you've got all these other spaces that need to be picked up or cleaned. We are way overdue for a toy clean out slash declutter. We've got toys in here, the hall closet, which I don't know if you will ever see because it's so bad. Maybe on the day we do a toy clean out, that's when you'll see it. I don't know. Then we've also got toys in our flex room upstairs. I guess you can say my kids are blessed. And oh, Jesus, we've also got board games in the buffet in the dining room. And there's art supplies in there as well. At times, it feels like we are bursting at the seams, but literally we are not. I am extremely grateful for the size house we have, because with all the stuff we have, I do feel like I do have room to breathe. But don't get me wrong, when my little one gets a little older, we will definitely be doing a toy clean out because he will age out of some of the stuff. He has aged out of toddler toys and stuff like that, but I have a niece and my friend's baby who are 1 year old and under. So I like to keep a handful of those for if and when they come over, because they definitely cannot play with the other toys due to choking hazards and just safety stuff like that. So I will wait until those babies age out, and then I can definitely get rid of the toddler stuff, sadly. But see, it did come in handy because we were able to set up a little corner for my friend's baby. I don't know if you saw in the living room here under the window, I set him up a little corner with all the toddler toys. So that way everything was there that he needed. And we made that little square pad for him. Is a hall closet here to the right. That is the one that we have toys in. I mean, it's not loaded to the brim with toys. There's a basket of Nerf guns, books, a bag of Hot Wheels, costumes. You can still walk in, so that's why, in my opinion, it's not too bad. The toys are more in the front of the closet, but there's still like an aisle you can walk down and get to the back, because I've also got bins of holiday decor and a few containers of photo albums and keepsakes. I think the decor that's in that closet is my bin of Easter decor and Halloween/fall stuff, and my box of Valentine's Day stuff. I've also got my 2 small trees I use for Christmas decor in here with our Christmas tree bag, and Mike's got a couple of his military bags in here as well. I think the closet is meant to be like a nice coat closet, but it is a nice size, and so I didn't want to waste any storage space we have, but it'll definitely be cleaner when we do a toy declutter. Come to me. Let me help you. 'Cause I just can't stay here. Stagnant under pressure. Let me guide you. 'Cause there ain't no way. To the pressure of the outside. Feel like taking over. Let me help. 'Cause there ain't no way. Let me guide you to me. No way. Now that the floor was dry in here, I am gonna get everything off the rug and then vacuum the rug, which we've had for a while now, probably 2 or 3 years now. And the high traffic areas are not so soft and fluffy anymore. There are some spots that are nice and clean and fluffy because the area doesn't get used that much, but then I have been rotating it, so there are more areas that aren't so soft and fluffy. So I like to vacuum on the lowest setting, which is considered hardwood floor. That way the brush is all the way down and can sort of kind of rake the carpet to make it a little bit more fluffy. Of course, it is not like how it was the day we brought it home, but I can try. Yep, here I am vacuuming under the couch cushions. I was just already getting tired, so I was not planning on doing this, but I just sucked it up and did it since, like I said earlier, I was already cleaning in here, so might as well. And yes, that is a piece of wood. Our couch broke, and of course, it is not under warranty. I think it was just for that first year, and get this, we actually had to call them to come fix it within that first year because it had broke. So we were able to take advantage of that. But I remember when the guy came to fix it, he literally just removed the fabric and fixed the wooden part and had a staple gun to staple the fabric back to how it was. So that's what Mike did for this. He went and bought a staple gun because the way he saw it was that he can fix it, but then just putting the fabric back was the issue because we didn't have a staple gun. So he found one for not too much at Harbor Freight. So yeah, that wooden part you saw that's exposed under the couch cushion is just to help the part behind the couch that was actually broken. Literally, the broken piece of wood was split. We had to fix it because when you'd sit down, you would just sink down so low and it was hard to get up. It's kind of like literally a piece was missing, but it was the broken piece. And this happened a week, I think, before Chinese New Year, which we were hosting, so we needed to get it fixed. We were definitely not in the market for a new couch, so Mike said, challenge accepted. I forgot that the couch even broke, I guess because it's been okay ever since Mike fixed it. The couches aren't that bad to the point we need new couches. So that was another reason that we kind of wanted to fix it. Because then also with couches and I guess furniture in general, it can be pricey. And I can be an overthinker at times, and I would want the couches we buy to be something I love. So we would probably have to take a long time to shop and really see what's out there because it's a big purchase. Another thing is, we honestly do not have the time to do that. We are just so busy. I mean, who isn't? We'd probably make the time, honestly, but against my will. A few months back, I would just look online for fun at couches and sectionals just so I can be ready in case something happens. That way I have an idea of what I want. Because another thing is, I can be very indecisive as well. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but this rug was an impulse buy from Target because I am very indecisive. But when I saw this rug, I liked it so much. So I knew I had to take advantage of that thought and just go ahead and buy it. I think knowing that I wanted a runner for this hallway helped because that way, when I was out and about, I was able to look and see if I liked anything. Because there are times, like yesterday, I went to Ross and I've been wanting 2 black 8x10 frames for the wall. And I saw one and I was so close to buying it, but I thought about it and I was literally going to buy it just because I needed a frame that size. But in all honesty, I did not like the frame. I mean, it was the size I needed, the color I wanted, but I want one that has the white inset in it. And this one did not have it. So I am kind of proud of myself for not impulse buying that. If you made it this far, thank you so much for being here and for coming along on this all-day clean with me. I hope this video gave you some motivation and helped in some way. I hope you have a great day, night, week, weekend, or whenever you're watching this. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I will see you next time. Hello and welcome back to my channel and to this clean and declutter with me. I am going to tidy up my bathroom, wipe down the mirror, faucets and sinks, and then dust the fan in there. I am also going to get the drawer and spaces under each sink decluttered and wiped down. Then I'm going to move on to the kitchen, get the dishwasher loaded, and then wipe the sink down. If you're ready for this clean and declutter with me, please keep watching and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Thank you. off here in my bathroom. I am just going to get all of this wiped down, clear out my one drawer I have in here. There are not really any big declutters that I need to do. Don't get me wrong, we do have a lot of stuff. I mentioned in my last video how I cannot wait to do a toy declutter, but I am waiting for my son and my niece to age out of some of the toys first. It has been a while since I've cleaned out this drawer, so I thought I'd get in here and see what's in here. I forget a lot of the stuff that was in here. I need to use up these face masks. I've been refraining from buying lotions, body sprays, and face products, and just trying to use what I have on hand because it is a lot. Before buying anything new, I am trying to just buy stuff that myself or my family actually needs. If there is anything that needs to be decluttered in the house, I think I'm good at getting it done. So there's not too many things that need to be decluttered. A few months ago, I felt like my brain was kind of scattered just due to the amount of stuff we had. So I did do a big declutter and organization in my bathroom and my vanity. Now all I need to do on my vanity is just clean it up and kind of straighten it up. But as far as like other overhauls that need to be done, I can't think of any right now. I went through my big party supply bin a few months back too and threw out some stuff. But I kept a lot because you just never know what you might need for a party. And some of the stuff is keepsakes too, from milestone birthdays, stuff like that. I also had a bunch of craft stuff in that bin too that I needed to separate out away from the party stuff. I think I kept it all in there because I would always need some crafty stuff for some birthday parties, but with all of that stuff together, it just kind of got jumbled and in turn jumbled my brain. So I have some craft stuff in my dining room buffet, but then I've got a couple of buckets of craft stuff up here in my office closet. I tell you, we have a lot of stuff, but you just never know what you might need for a school project or anything really. just working from top to bottom. Gonna wipe down the mirror first and then spray my Clorox spray on the sink, let it sit, and then wipe it down. So in a past video, I cleaned under my washing machine because the liquid fabric softener I was using was just falling through the washing machine down onto the floor. And it had been there a while, so I really needed to clean under there. And when doing so, I was going to clean under the dryer too, but then I couldn't really move the dryer due to the dryer duct being attached to the wall and then the dryer, and I just did not want to mess with it. I said I would get Mike to help me when I did want to clean under there, and lo and behold, the cover to the dryer vent on the outside of our house flew off. It was extremely windy one day and it just took it off. So then that prompted Mike to want to clean out the house's dryer vent, like the whole hose. So he ended up doing that, and it was so funny because when he did, he had to move the dryer. And there I went as soon as I knew he was done before he could move it back, and just vacuumed under there with my handheld. I knew it wasn't going to be too dirty, but I just wanted to do some preventative cleaning. But yeah, it was nothing like under the washer was. I guess it was a good thing that it was windy that day because it prompted Mike to want to clean the dryer vent. He went and bought a whole kit from Ace Hardware to do it. He thought it was going to be really bad. And honestly, I have seen those cleaning videos like that on YouTube. They do like a professional dryer vent clean. It's just so satisfying, and all the debris just comes flying out, and it's a lot. I do want to say I'm glad it was not like that. He turned on the shop vac a handful of times, and I want to say there was maybe once or twice that some big chunks came out, but the other times it was just a bunch of small debris. We went to pick up all the stuff that came out to put it in a trash bag, and it filled up a small grocery bag about halfway. We have not cleaned that since we moved in, so I think that's why Mike thought it was going to be so bad, but honestly it wasn't, and I hope it's something that we can stay on top of to prevent any fire hazards, especially since we have all of the cleaning equipment to do it properly. kinetic sand that I just do not know what to do with it. It is so messy, but I still wanted to keep it around for my kids. You're probably asking, why is it in your restroom? Well, I would keep it in other places, but then my kids would just find it and get into it just wherever it was and create a huge mess. So, this is the only place I thought of that they wouldn't go to look for toys or something to play with, and it has worked. This is just one of those things that I need to supervise them when they play with it because it is super messy. I let my little one play with slime and Play-Doh, but I have to make sure I'm available to sit there and watch him play with it, make sure he's not eating it or slinging it around anywhere. I have had Play-Doh and slime get stuck to places that I would not like for it to be stuck to, so I try to keep these types of things out of reach. But if you have kids, you know they will find a way. Playing with kinetic sand is so satisfying, so I don't want to take it away from them. And you will see later in the video, I did try and want to throw it away, but I do end up keeping it. Under here was not too bad. I like to keep all my hand soap bottles in my storage closet, but then when we run out, I like to have an extra one under here to replace it easily. But it looks like I had too many under here, so I'm going to put some away in my storage closet. I did end up tossing this old candle jar and bottle that was in there. We just have no use for it. I always say I'm going to find a use for these old Bath and Body Works candle jars, but then I don't. This Listerine had an expiration date of 2020, and that was from before we moved into this house. So I am tossing this as well. Then I had a couple of empty soap bottles, so I tossed those. And then this large mason jar. I don't even know what we used it for in here, but I'm glad I found it because I have been needing one for the kitchen. I'm going to wash this probably 4 or 5 times before using it, but it is still in good shape, so I'm definitely keeping this. I had bought a big 12-pack of these jars a few years ago to use as centerpieces for my sister-in-law's baby shower, and I still have them, but the tops are nowhere to be found. I don't know if I placed them somewhere and forgot where I put them or what. I just have a hard time believing I just tossed them in the trash. I don't know, maybe they'll turn up in a random spot soon here. I know under here looks so bad. I haven't cleaned under here in so long. I forgot that this is what the wood looks like under here, but honestly, it's still functional. So I guess that's why we haven't replaced it and it hasn't been a high priority, but it's probably just particle board, right? So it's probably not too hard to replace. I don't know. But now it's in the back of my head to get this replaced, so we'll see what happens. Under here, I've got 3 baskets, and I found these at Dollar Tree a few years ago when stuff was still $1. So what, I paid $6 for all of these because I've got 3 more under the other sink. So under here, I've got one for my hair dryer, one for nail stuff, and one for random items like self tanner that I don't use, dry shampoo that I don't use as well, just random stuff. And then under the other sink, I've got one for teeth stuff like new toothbrushes, floss, toothpaste, tongue scrapers, stuff like that. And then one for Mike's things, like he's got a toiletry bag in there, a new loofah. And then the other one just has cotton balls and a handheld mirror. So that's the type of stuff that I keep under here. I also like to keep my shampoo under here. Under here is easily accessible because there have been times I am literally in the shower, got my hair wet, and my bottle of shampoo is empty. So I have to run out to grab a new one, and this seems like a good spot for it because I used to store stuff in my closet, which is in here as well, because we've got a furniture piece in there that has shelves, but it just wasn't making sense anymore. So I moved my shampoo under the sink, and now I've got purses, wallets, and towels on those shelves in my closet. I don't know what was under the sink before I decided to organize everything, and I also don't know why I thought it was a good idea to store my shampoo and conditioner in the closet. I guess I just saw those shelves and thought it was a good spot for something, but like I said, now I have my purses and wallets there that sadly just sit there. I feel like I had a use for them years ago. Maybe I can start using them again because when my youngest was born, I was always having to take a diaper bag everywhere. And as a mom, you don't need much yourself. So I would literally take my driver's license, my bank card, and my Carmex, and I was good. It was the baby that needed everything. So as long as you had everything for them, you're good. And then I started working remote about 2 years after he was born. So then I wasn't really needing a nice size purse anymore because honestly, that's why I liked to keep different purses so I can switch it up every now and then for work and at my job. Same thing with the wallets. But even now, I don't like to carry big purses. I have a couple of fanny packs and a crossbody and still just carry the same items in there, my driver's license, bank card, and Carmex, maybe some hand sanitizer, and then of course my phone. Here is all that kinetic sand that was in my bathroom. I told y'all I decided to keep it because it was actually still in good condition. I just decided to put it in a Ziploc bag and store it with the Play-Doh and slime, of course. But I did throw away those small clear plastic containers with the white top. I don't know if you saw it back when I was cleaning the restroom because I tried washing them to keep them, but the kinetic sand was not coming off of them. And I have a bunch of extras of these, so they will not be missed. And honestly, the tops don't really stay on that good, like too tight. So I just keep the ones I do have for non-liquid items. Just dusting the fan in my bathroom. It wasn't too bad, so I just wanted to do some preventative cleaning. I got this Swiffer from my grocery store just because sometimes I cannot make it to Walmart or Target, and I am always having to go to my grocery store, so why not? I love it because it bends and it extends and it just works really well and it makes dusting really easy. was round two for the day. My son was on spring break, so I loaded the dishwasher after breakfast, but did not turn it on because I knew I was going to have to make lunch for us, and more dishes would pile up that I was not going to wash. So I really wanted to make the load worth it. I did end up doing a normal cycle, which is the 2.5 hours. And yes, you do see 2 eggshells on the counter. Easter was coming up, and I like to make our own confetti eggs. So whenever we eat eggs, I am careful to crack just the top of the egg, get it in the pan or the bowl if I'm going to mix it before putting it in the pan, then wash it out, let it dry, and we are able to dye them come Easter, let them dry from the dye, and then stuff them with confetti and then have a confetti egg fight on Easter. It's so fun. I've been doing this since I was little, and you can get the cutest pictures afterwards because there's just confetti everywhere and it's in everyone's hair. And I don't know, to me, it's kind of cute. I like to do these eggs because when my oldest was little, I would boil the eggs and have him dye them. But then we'd end up with a bunch of boiled eggs that we eventually got tired of and wouldn't eat them. So this way that I've been doing it is working really well. The only thing with this is you have to remember to start saving the eggshells a month or two in advance from Easter, so that way you can have a good amount. Someone in our house is going to eat an egg each day, so I know I will at least get one a day for this year. I think I did forget. Easter was April 5th. I think I remember to start saving it at the beginning of March. And in a couple of weeks, I had already had 2 18-count containers saved. It just gives my little one more eggs to dye, and he's still at that age where he enjoys doing it. So I like to have as much as I can on hand so he can have a lot to dye. And then I want to say last year I started dyeing the weekend before Easter, because if you do it the night before or a couple days before, sometimes the dye doesn't dry all the way inside the egg and you'll end up with wet confetti, which is not good to me. So this way, when you're doing it a week in advance, the dye has a week to dry, and then we save the confetti stuffing for a day or two before Easter. lastly, I am just getting this sink wiped down. I am gonna wipe it down with Dawn dish soap and water, and I am actually going to use some stainless steel cleaner for one of the parts of the sink that just can't seem to get clean. I did that and I feel like it didn't work. So one of these days I'm going to try vinegar and Dawn dish soap and see if that works. I like the stainless steel cleaner, but in my opinion, it did not work on this sink. And I say I want to use vinegar because it does seem to be some hard water stains. If you made it this far, thank you so much for being here and for coming along on this clean and declutter with me. I hope this video gave you some motivation and helped in some way, and I hope you have a great day, night, week, weekend, or whenever you're watching this. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I will see you next time. Hello and welcome back to my channel. We are doing a little bit of everything today. We are going to get a couple loads of towels done, wash, dry, and fold, get my sheets and comforter washed and get some clean sheets and a clean comforter onto my bed, vacuum my room. Then we are going to get into the kitchen, put away some dishes and then wash some dishes. Lastly, we are going to put some pictures into some new frames that I bought. So if you're ready to get it all done and clean with me, please keep watching and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Thank you. Starting things off here in the laundry room, I don't like when this basket starts to get full. It becomes an eyesore for me because we walk through here a lot every day. One good thing about washing the towels is that you don't have to worry about having to hang anything to dry. They go straight into the dryer. And I will say, ever since Mike cleaned out the dryer vent or duct or whatever it's called, I've done a couple loads now of towels and I've only had to run the dryer one time. And they are dry, as opposed to having to run it twice to get them completely dry. So I guess him doing that helped with that. Also, does anyone else have disappearing towels? I feel like I had a nice stack of them for the kitchen, and either we're going through them quickly in the kitchen or they're disappearing. I don't think we are going through them quickly because when I threw a load in yesterday, there were not that many hand towels, but we will see when I get them out of the dryer and fold them and see how many I have.
We were sparks on quiet streets, two hearts finding where to meet. But life pulled us apart, left me talking to the dark. If I called you tonight, would it feel the same? Or have we both moved on to different names? Take me back to the start, before the quiet and the scars. When the world felt small and your hands felt warm. Take me back to the start, if only for a moment. I've been up since 3, scrolling back what we used to be. Half truths in this late night chat, both of us knowing what a line that.
Moving on to the bedroom, I am just going to get these sheets into the washer and get clean sheets onto here and then vacuum in here. It has been long overdue. Most of the time, I don't wait to film something. Usually, I will just get it done because in my mind, there is always something to clean and do. So regardless, I feel like there's always content. It's just a matter of me being in the mood to set up the tripod and record. But for these sheets, I will admit I did keep putting it off so I can film it. But anyways, my aunt watches my kids from time to time whenever we want or need a date night. And she always has all sorts of stuff on hand for the kids to do. Because it's not just my kids. My brothers and myself combined have 7 kids total. And my little one always loves to paint when he goes to her house. And I had bought a Crayola pack of paint a while back at Walmart. And most of them are running out. So we have used it up. I didn't think this day would come, but here we are. You know, it's just one of those things that you think you'll never run out of, but you do. I was able to buy some paint from Dollar Tree. My aunt is always telling me that that's where she buys her paint for crafting. So since we ran out, I was finally able to give Dollar Tree a try. And so far, so good. We went and they had a bunch of colors, but now that everything at Dollar Tree is what, $1.50, $1.75 now, I did end up spending about $10 to $12, but it's okay because now we should be good for another while on craft paint.
Funny how we talk like we're fine, but your name still lives in my rhyme. Take me back to the start, before the quiet and the scars. Take me back to the start, before the quiet and the scars. When the world felt small and your hands felt warm. Take me back to the start, if only for a moment. If only for a moment. If only for a moment. Take me.
I know, you're probably thinking, why is she vacuuming her headboard? But there was actually dust coming up from it, and then dust always gets on the top of it, but I usually use a lint brush to get that off, but I figured today I'll just use the vacuum. And I think I've tried the handheld on here before, but the suction was bad, so I don't know if I didn't clean out the filter that day or what. And this hose works really good when the filter is cleaned out. I want to say at the beginning when we first bought this vacuum, a big old dust ball got clogged in the vacuum's hose. It was so weird because, like I said, we had just bought it and I guess we had used it a bunch and we probably weren't emptying the filter quick enough. One time I went to use the hose and the suction was just non-existent. So I took a flashlight and saw that there was a big old ball of dust. It was so weird. I ended up having to take the attachment that is not supposed to come off the end of the hose just so I can squeeze the hose all together, kind of like an accordion, and had to poke out the ball with a chopstick. I know, weird story. And honestly, when I first noticed it, I did not take it out right away. I probably did not. And like I was telling you, poking it out with the chopstick, I think it took me like months to do just because I had to find time to do it because that whole process did take me a good 20 to 30 minutes.
Back to the start, before the quiet
Yeah, so I couldn't use the vacuum hose for a while since that ball was stuck in there, and it kind of made me mad because we had just bought it and I couldn't even use it to its full extent. But let me tell you, after I got that dust ball out, the suction was so good. But yeah, it was just weird how that huge dust ball even formed. But anywho, with all these springtime refreshes and spring cleaning, I did have to buy a new rug for outside my front door. I had a black and white buffalo check one for a few years now from Hobby Lobby, and of course, the little brown mat that says home. But I did not do good keeping up with cleaning the buffalo check rug, so it is a hot mess. We did keep it. I'm using it for under some outdoor furniture we have, but I do want to pressure wash it. I don't want it to go into my actual washing machine because it is so dirty and I don't want to get my washer that dirty. Because I know that's what washers are for, but it is just too dirty. I did end up buying a new brown mat as well that says home, but it is different than the last one. So now that one that was in the front is now at our back door. But the only thing I was kind of upset about is that Hobby Lobby did not have the black and white check rug. To be honest, I know it's played out, but I still like it and it's kind of universal to me. So I had to pick from what they had because don't get me wrong, I do love shopping and being out and about, but sometimes it does get tiring and it does set me back from doing things at home that need to get done. So I did end up picking one from the selection they had just to avoid going to another store for something that I might not even find or like. I feel like Hobby Lobby used to have a bigger selection. I could be wrong. The one I have now is like a light brown, white, and black, but the majority of it is the white and light brown. I like it. It's really pretty, but the only thing is, I am going to have to keep up with keeping it clean since it is super light colored. I've made it a point to bring it in the garage whenever it rains or when they come to cut the grass, and it's been holding up good so far. So I have that rug and then the brown mat on top of the nice rug. Now I'm going to get these sheets into the dryer and then my large comforter into the washer. So lately, I haven't been watching any shows. I watch and listen to a lot of YouTube, but honestly, sometimes I need a break from it. I love it and I have my favorite YouTubers, but here lately, I've just needed a break from it just for a couple of days. I've been watching my show, The Middle, on Peacock, and then this past weekend, Mike had to take our oldest to an event, actually to a couple of events. So they were gone all day, and I was home with our little one. And this park nearby was doing an Easter event, and it started at a certain time in the afternoon. So I was sure to make him lunch at the right time so he can go down for a nap. And then by the time he gets up, we can go. The night before, I had only gotten 3 or 4 hours of sleep just from thinking too much. You know, when your mind is just going and just doesn't stop. I literally kept telling myself to stop thinking and go to sleep, but it was not working. I said I would nap when he naps the day after, but of course I did not, and I ended up watching a movie called The Rip on Netflix with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. I don't know about y'all, but I like the movies that Ben Affleck produces and the movies that he is in. When I was younger, I really didn't understand the hype around him as an actor. But of course, as I got older, I really like the movies that he's in. And I guess it just sticks out to me because, like I said, I didn't really think anything of him or his movies when I was younger. I am in a different outfit here. This was the same day. I was actually able to work out this day, but yeah, all this laundry was done in the same day. I probably changed 2 or 3 times because after I work out, I like to shower and not stay in sweaty clothes. So you'll probably see me change one more time. And yeah, we're just trying to get back to it, be more active, be more healthy. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I watched that movie and I didn't know that Stephen Yeun was in it from The Walking Dead. So it's still kind of weird to me seeing him in other shows or movies other than The Walking Dead, just because he was in it for a long time and it's hard to see him as anyone else but Glenn. But it was good. He did good. I wanted to look into the story more from the movie because at the beginning of it, it does say based on a true story or true events, one of those things. So I do want to look into that and see if I had heard of it already when it happened or what. Most likely, I probably did not, but I'm just curious. oversized shirt I'm wearing, I got it from Old Navy. I ordered it online using my super cash. I have t-shirts, but I wanted a couple of new ones, so I got this one and the pink one you saw me wearing earlier in the video. I got a size medium because that's been the size I am in their clothes. But with this, I know the style is oversized and it's supposed to be oversized, but honestly, I think I could have gotten a small in this. But I didn't feel like going to the store to exchange it and try on a small to see if the small would even fit better. Usually, I'm the first one to go and return or exchange something that I order online if I don't like the way it looks or fits, but this time I just did not want to. I will say though, I'll probably just stick to wearing these at home because of how big they are, because I really look too comfortable and casual in it to wear out in public. But I had bought the pink one so I can wear for Easter, which is not usually me for Easter. I grew up wearing the dresses, the hats, and getting all dressed up. So I still like to look nice or even just wear a cute little sundress, but I decided I wanted to go very casual this year, but the t-shirt was just too big, so I ended up wearing jeans and a pink tank top. So yeah, I may rebuy these in a small because you can get these for really cheap with coupons and the sales that they have. Now, moving on to the kitchen, I'm gonna get these dishes washed and put away some dishes that did not get put up either this morning or last night. I cannot remember. All I know is they were dry, and I do not like when dishes air dry in the dishwasher and I put wet dishes on top or over them, because then they get wet all over again and I have to leave them in the dishwasher again until they air dry. So, speaking of Easter, I wanted to do a video putting together my kids' baskets, but I was still buying a couple things up until 2 days before, so there was just no time. I feel like I could have done better with my oldest son's basket, but it is what it is. I am sure he is grateful for what he got, but he's just not at that easy age my youngest is. And by easy, I mean just kind of excited about anything and everything. And if it's new, and it can be from Dollar Tree and he will not care. But it's not because my oldest is a certain way. I think it's literally just the age that they are both at. I always try to stop at Ross when I have an extra 20 minutes to spare after dropping my kids off. I found these kitchen towels. I thought they were such a cute color. I don't like to buy stuff unless I absolutely need it. And I've actually found myself needing some extra large towels to dry fruit after I wash it. And then these are the frames that I bought to replace a broken one. I had to buy two because the frame that was broken held two pictures, and I couldn't find anything similar to this at Ross, so I just bought the two. And here's the frame that was broken. It is so old, so it was kind of overdue to be replaced. But like I said, I couldn't find one similar at Ross. One picture is a selfie of me, Mike, and my oldest when he was little at the park. And the other is a picture of my oldest and I believe, Red Rock Canyon in Vegas. So I don't know. For some reason, I wanted to frame these back then, so they will stay framed. I am just going balls to the wall and scraping these price stickers off as best I can before having to call in for reinforcements because we all know these can be pretty tricky to get off. In the past, I have used that hair dryer hack. You get your hair dryer and the heat from the air kind of loosens up the stickiness, and then the sticker comes right off. But I did not feel like doing that this day. I didn't feel like getting the hair dryer out. Instead, I'm just scraping off what I can, and you'll see me use a cotton ball with alcohol to clean up the gunky, gooey, sticky stuff that gets left behind after you scrape the sticker off. Don't get me wrong, sometimes these stickers come right off, clean, no mess, but these were kind of in the middle. They weren't too bad, but then they didn't come off completely clean. I was so glad to get these frames replaced because we were hosting Easter and you want everything to look in order and nice and just in place in your house when you're going to have guests over. I am always saying I'm going to get stuff done or decorated before the next get together we have at the house, and I never do. So I am glad I was able to at least get this done. I have a big niche on our stair landing that has just been sitting empty. I need to fill that up. And then I have known that I want to put pictures on the wall going upstairs. But I was coming downstairs yesterday and I noticed just how big the wall is. And I just said to myself, wow, like I can really fill this wall up with frames, but it's going to take some time and work. But for now, I think that's kind of the idea and the route I want to go there. If you made it this far, thank you so much for being here and for coming along with me to clean and get it all done. I hope this video gave you some motivation and helped in some way, and I hope you have a great day, night, week, weekend, or whenever you're watching this. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I will see you next time.